Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new video. My name is NCR Muggo and today we're going to be talking about Modern Warfare 2. Today I want to go over some changes or tweaks that I think should be made to the game to make it better for the full release. Obviously I don't think all of these changes are going to get made, but I think it's worth doing a video. Be sure to let me know in the comment section down below if I miss any changes that you want made, or just to give your own feedback. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts. Obviously in the background we do have some Modern Warfare 2 beta gameplay. I thought that was probably the most relevant for sort of what we're going to be talking about today. Before we get started into the list guys, I do want to put some context and preface two things. One, I really enjoyed the Modern Warfare 2 beta. I think the game has a lot of possibility, a lot of potential. I'm looking very forward for it to come out and I'm ready to just make content on it and play it every day. And the second point kind of going on that is this video, obviously, yes, I'm going to be talking about bad things that I want changed, but I don't want it to come across like I'm making this video to rant. I'm not. I want this to be constructive criticism on tweaks and changes that I think would be a positive change to the game. So with that being said guys, let's get into the list. Now obviously it's been 7 days since the beta closed. I've definitely had some time to sleep on this. I did make this list over a couple of days, so I did get to think about it a few times. Before we get into the 6 main points, I just want to say I've got 2 honorable mentions, which I think people are going to disagree with me on both of these, but I'm going to say them anyway, and I'm not going to go into too much detail. So the first one is the new climbing mechanic, how you jump, hang, you don't vault over, you can shoot and look and stuff like that. I don't think it's very good. Granted, I think it's because I'm not used to it, but there was plenty of times in sort of the Modern Warfare 2 beta where I was running, I jump up on a wall expecting to go straight over or on top, and I just hung there, and then because I was maybe running away from an enemy, I would die. Again, I think people would disagree with me on that one, but I don't really understand the point. Secondly, the AIs in Invasion are just terrible. I don't really see the design choice around that. They don't count towards streaks, they don't count towards XP. They're basically recruits. You know what, in fact, they might even be worse than recruits. I feel like it's just a way to fill up the lobby. I'm gonna be honest, like just do ground war. Keep it simple, people will play it. Okay, now let's move on to the 6 main points of this video. I'm going to talk about each of them, obviously some of them longer than others. Again, let me know your thoughts down below. I do think I'll share a lot of points with a lot of people in the community, but let me go into detail on why I've added them. So the first point is the time to kill, or the TTK, which I think we can all agree it's a little bit too high. The headshot damage bonus is insane, which it kind of makes sense, obviously, if you get one taken to the head, it's gonna hurt, and you know the outcome. But the overall TTK in this game is insane for literally every gun. I don't think I need to spend too much time on this point. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. But I think the way to fix this is they could just do a blanket damage reduction of like 30 to 40%. That sounds like a lot, but let me give you an example. Say there's a TTK of 1 second. You increase that by 40%, so it goes up to 1.4 seconds. Boom. Increase time to kill. You get more time to challenge, etc, etc. Also, when you are shooting people and you have like metal weapons or off metal weapons, that 0.4 seconds is very, very noticeable. The only problem I have with this point is I don't want the devs to get too carried away and make it too slow. We've definitely seen that before, and obviously with the introduction of Serpentine, you can understand kind of where that could go. But yeah, blanket 30 to 40% across all weapons, I think would be very beneficial. My second point is the map designs. Now, I'm not slating the map designs. I think the maps are really good. I think they're great. They've got great colors. They've got clear lanes. They've definitely used the idea of layers across all of the maps that we got to see in the beta. But I will say some of the bigger maps, like the museum map, for example, do seem a little bit too big for 6v6. Now, I think I know the fix. I think they're going to introduce 8v8 modes, 12v12. I know they said they're not going to bring combat pace in, but I don't see how you can have a game mode so slow. Like I had a TDM match on that museum and we ran out of time before we got all of the kills, which is that should not be happening in a 6v6 mode. Yeah, really short point. Overall, really happy with the map designs. Like I say, I think they look great. I think they play fairly well. It's just some of them are a little bit slow. Third point is to do with the mini-maps, and can you guess what I'm gonna say? Bro, give us those red dots. I know they're catering to the casual player a bit more here, where it's like they literally said they don't want people to be scared to fire a gun. If you're playing a Call of Duty game and you are scared of firing a gun, you should not be playing said Call of Duty game. Secondly, it takes away half the point of unlocking a suppressor. Yes, you can now use a suppressor to sound sort of less and people won't be able to hear where your bullets are, but it doesn't change how you appear on the map. Yes, you get more damage range as well for some of them, but I guarantee you now, because of this change, that it's going to be pointless using a muzzle. And also, are we going to see this switch in Warzone 2? Because I don't want to be running around a massive map, hearing gunshots, but having no idea where they're coming from, especially on a map that scale. I think even if there was one change from this list, to be fair, I think I'd probably want the TTK, but the mini-map is a close second. Fourth point is to do with weapon level XP. So at the start of the beta in the first weekend, it was really quick to level up guns. I think I did the M4, the first variant of it, in 3 games. But it was way too quick. I will admit it was really fast. And I feel like with the second weekend, they definitely did like I don't know if they mentioned it anywhere and I missed it, but it's like they did a silent nerf to the weapon XP. I felt like it was taking me a hell of a lot longer to level up guns, which is fine. Like I've said it in my notes here, but if the guns are only going up to level 19, 20, like they were going in sort of the talent trees, then that's fine. But if they're going to be going up to 60, 70, like we've seen in the previous Call of Duties as of recent, then it's going to need to be increased. Again, I think the devs have just gone to the other end of the spectrum. It was way too quick in the first weekend. I put my hands up, don't get me wrong, be really good for camos and stuff, but there isn't much challenge. But now I think it's way too slow. Obviously with double weapon XPs, it will be different, but I don't want them to be throwing those in the game every 3 days. Point number 5, I think it's pretty self-explanatory, is the footstep audio. Granted, I think in the second weekend, this was actually a little bit better, but it was still way too loud for your own footsteps against your enemy. I think with how overpowering your own footsteps are to your enemies, it really invites sort of that slower gameplay, that camping style of gameplay, which is brilliant for YouTube, by the way. Like I've got a £250 headset, there's me flexing, there is a point to this. I don't want to be wearing that to only hear my footsteps and streaks. Like I want to be able to hear other players. That's why I paid for it. That's why, like, it's part of the game. I may as well just play without a headset. I'm going to be completely honest. If it doesn't change, I'd actually prefer no footsteps for myself, my enemies, my teammates, nothing. Just no footstep audio. Just give me gun audio and streaks. Like it doesn't add anything to the game at the moment, except, circling back again, for the casual players. For those of you that might be scared to get into gunfights, which is fine, like play how you want to play, but if it invites the kind of gameplay where you sit and get rewarded for listening to footsteps, you're going to be getting 7-kill gameplays. Not going to be posting that on the YouTube channel. I don't know, I don't want to stay fixated on this point for too long because I feel like everyone is talking the same thing in the community about this. But footsteps, they got to be turned down, man. They really do. Point number 6, I'm going to be referring to the perk system. Now, I actually really like the perk system. I like how you kind of spawn in with 2 as the game progresses and time goes on. If you got no kills, you would eventually get both perks. But if you get kills, you go on streaks. Obviously, it goes a bit quicker. I think that's really good. I actually think that's a positive change. I just think I think they could do it a bit better in the respect of, I don't think the perk should be tiered. You got your 2 low end perks that you start with, you got your medium perk and then your super perk or whatever the hell they're calling it. I just think there should be a blanket, I don't know how many perks there are. I think there's like 20 to 24. There should just be a blanket tier, 1 tier of perks. You pick 2 that you get at the start, 1 that you get a bit later and 1 that you get like a little bit later than that. And the reason I'm saying this, and the only reason I'm saying this, is everyone would use Ghost if you could do that, which is kind of my point here. I don't want to be on a really good streak early game, the other team somehow gets a UAV or whatever, boom, completely exposed, gameplay potentially gone. I'd rather have it where we could start with Ghost if we wanted to, and because like, let's be for real, everyone is running it as their last perk. So if everyone's going to be running it anyway, just put everyone on an even playing field at the start and move it. I know we're on an even playing field by everyone getting it at the end, but there are some players that won't get it because the game either finishes too fast or they're not getting any kills. Just move it to the start. It benefits everyone to an extent, and yeah, you'll be able to get I think you'll be able to get better gameplays. I don't think it invites that sort of aggressive style of gameplay, this perk system, which again, I feel like I've said this a million times, doesn't cater to the players like me or you or content creators or streamers. It does cater to people that don't want to explore more than 20% of the map, which I get it and I don't get it. Because of the gameplay they're inviting, they're going to get good KDs, which means they're going to be in lobbies with people that actually do run around the map and get good KDs. Like for instance, if I was to run around and I got a 25-5, that's a 5 KD. If someone sat in a corner, listened to footsteps and got a 5-1, that's a 5 KD. We're going to be in the same kind of lobbies. And that's where I also have an issue with the whole SBMM thing. Like, I think there should be SBMM in the casual modes. Obviously, there needs to be a ranked mode. I just think SBMM in casual should be turned down. Like, there needs to be some form. Otherwise, like, don't get me wrong, I'd love to join lobbies and absolutely smoke everyone every single time and go 100-0. That's not realistic. There has to be some form of SBMM. Otherwise, these people that are casuals and come in and don't really know how to play the game, maybe it's their first time playing the game, aren't going to be put off, which From a commercial side, I understand it. I don't know, it's a sticky one. I'm not even going to get into SBMM. I feel like I could do an entire video on it. But yes guys, those are my 6 main points. To recap, we got the time to kill, map designs, the mini map, red dots, the weapon level XP, footsteps, and the perk system. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below on the points that I've mentioned or any that I've missed. Like I said at the start of the video, I'm super optimistic for this year of Call of Duty. I think the content that's going to be created is going to be insane, and I think with even just like 2 or 3 of these 6 changes, I think it could be a top 5 COD. And then if they continue the pace with really good season updates, Warzone 2 going very complimentary alongside it, it could even push up, man, but we'll see. I'm not going to say that too early. If you did enjoy this video, guys, please drop a like, and if you're new around here, please subscribe to the channel. If you're looking for a discount on all of your G Fuel needs, be sure to use code NORCAL at checkout for a lovely little percentage off. I'm currently streaming across Twitch and YouTube, so be sure to check out my streaming links in the description. And while you're down there, join the Discord server, follow the TikTok, and follow the Twitter. But yes, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I do hope you enjoyed. Take care, stay safe. I'll catch you in the next one.